Hey guys, it's Alex from the Disciples here today with Altergeist Mine deck profile for the June 2020 ban list that got released last night. As many of you will have seen, it was a very long and in-depth list with 3 whole changes, with the key one being Multifaker going to free. So I thought I'd revise the deck that I really enjoyed in the last IRL TCG format. That we played for like YCS Ghent and some of the regionals around there, and not YCS Ghent, YCS Utrecht even, and I really enjoyed this deck, like a stupid amount. It's actually disgusting how much I enjoyed playing this deck. So I'm just going to get into the deck profile. So starting off with the monsters, weirdly, 3 Altergeist Multifaker. Weirdly, I also only own 1 German, so we've got to make do with these prismatic secret ones for now. But this is kind of insane. Like, I didn't actually expect this card to go to free, like many people, because of just how insane it is in this deck. And it's not like this deck wasn't doing well. It was still like topping in like small amounts at events, so it's actually kind of crazy to see this at free. But yeah, this is like the main entry card of the deck. Then to follow that up, we're also playing 3 Altergeist Meloseek, because this searches Multifaker and it's like realistically it's your best normal summon in the deck, because it gets you to Multifaker, it gets body on board, and going second it just helps deal damage and clear the board. So those are the 3 of Altergeist cards we play. Then I play 2 Altergeist Marionetta. Contrary to what I've previously been playing, I'm only playing 2 because with the other copies of Multifaker you just don't want to draw like too many Altergeist monsters, and I often found this was like the brick card. And yeah, it just, for me personally, I don't like it at free. I'm not a big advocate for it. And then to follow that up, we also play 2 Sequoitus. This is fine at 2. Like, if you could get away with playing 1, you'd always play 1, but the fact is, if you draw it, Multifaker becomes a lot worse. And sometimes you just need the second one for the grind game, where you have like, you want to link away your Sequoitus, so you don't want to justify summoning, using manifestation to summon back the Sequoitus and not like something like Faker instead. So 2 is fine. And then the last Altergeist card, or monster even, is the 1 Kunkuri. This card's cool because it interacts very well with Secret Village that I would be siding, because that helps deal with the striker matchup, but also just helps keep your Altergeist cards alive, so you don't die, and the amount of times you can trigger this 1 card in a turn is actually insane. So that's it for the Altergeist monsters. Then I'm just going to do the Altergeist traps now as well, for that's a part of the engine. So play 1 manifestation, 1 protocol, and 3 personal spoofing. So the 1 manifestation and 1 protocol is kind of questionable, but I found when I'm playing this version of the deck, you actually don't rely on these Altergeist traps very often. So I didn't want to brick on multiple copies of them. I would rather just draw like real cards, like Faker. So I'm only playing 1 of each, but personal spoofing is literally the best trap card in the deck, because if you see mine spoofing and an Altergeist monster, like going first you've got Exodia, and going second it just helps you get to your engine. So that's why I'm playing 3 of it. And then to help keep up the consistency of the deck, I'm also playing 3 Pots of Extravagance and 2 Pots of Duality. So before I was playing a massive advocate for playing 3 Duality, but because of how the deck has changed now, because of the free Faker, realistically you shouldn't be using Duality throughout the entire game. You just want to use it like early game to get to your engine and guarantee you get to like your mine cards, those kind of things. So you kind of just want this for the mid game, for the early game but not the mid game. So I just decided to lower it down so I've got less chance of drawing it in the mid game. Because again, it's a trap deck, like you're not guaranteed to OTK them turn 2, although this deck weirdly can, which is kind of cool. So yeah, those are like the consistency cards with the spoofings and the Meloseeks. Then for hand traps, I'm only playing 6. 3 Ash and 3 Imperm, the most generic ones. There's an argument to play stuff like Nibiru, but then it just conflicts with the Mystic Mine, and now you've got Faker at 3, you're more reliably always resolving Faker turn 1, or on your opponent, like on your opponent's turn, whatever. So realistically, I don't think Nibiru is as good right now. But if Faker was still at 1, then the argument's there to play Nibiru. But also just because of how this deck functions, I don't think Nibiru works in it. So I'm just playing 06 for now. Then for field spells, I'm playing 1 necrovalley and 3 Mystic Mine. So Mystic Mine is actually just insane in this deck. The interactions with spoofing are just insane. But necrovalley is something I want to play just because it's because of how dominant the Eldritch variants are within the meta, and that's like realistically your hardest matchup, even compared to Striker. Striker's like, I actually don't think Striker's as hard as Eldritch's, but because of that, like I feel like you need necrovalley somewhere in the deck, and because you play Demise of the Land and Metaverse as well, it basically means you got 5 copies of necrovalley in the deck, whereas like mine is a win button in most matchups. Necrovalley is definitely the win button in the Eldritch matchup. Once you've based out the Conquistador with something crazy like Metaseek, so if you can do that, then just slap down the necrovalley. They've got like very little outs, and if they do, you're playing a trap deck, so you've got like the outs of their outs, if you know what I mean. So yep. Then like the Demise of the Metaverse are kind of like self-explanatory as well. If you see any of these, like it plays around evening match, because you can just literally just set 1, and then you can set 1, and then they can't evenly match to you, and then if they just summon a guy, just chain the Demise of the Land on the Metaverse, and then they lose. So it's pretty good in that respect. Then for the last 6 traps in the deck, I just wanted some more real traps. So I'm playing the free compulsory evacuation device. So this was kind of a hard decision. I was going to play Torrential Tribute or Solemn Strike, but then this just makes a lot more sense because of how Mystic Mine is within the deck, and it means you can bounce back your own monsters as well to make Mystic Mine live in your opponent's turn. And then the other 3 of is Solemn Judgment. So this is a very high impact card. It's not as good going second, but I think the Mystic Mine helps you play going second anyway. But this lets you just guarantee that your mine's going to survive, and you can play more of like King of the Castle variant. Once you've got your mine access, you've got Judgment, it just means you're not losing. So yeah, that's the main deck. I believe it's 41 cards, unfortunately. So let's go on to the extra deck. So I play 3 Altergeist Hextia. This is kind of self-explanatory. There's no reason not to play 3 of this. You're playing Extravagance as well, so you actually just want to make sure you've got 3 copies of this in your extra deck at all times. And I played a 1 Prime Banshee. I don't think this needs to be in my extra deck, but it's just in there because of the utility it sometimes gives you to deal with, like, just deal with massive monsters. And then the 3 Altergeist Ogre. So this is kind of a unique choice. This is just like insane, because so I was having a problem with when I was playing the deck before that sometimes if you extravagance them, sorry, if you resolve extravagance and you banish too many copies of Hextia, you find it really hard to kill people, especially because of how like the deck works. You need to like use Multifaker to like, establish monsters on board. I just decided that I'd rather play more Altergeist extra deck monsters than any other type, just because it means that like you can resolve Faker and then still just try and kill them, and Ogre helps with that. So it reads, when another Altergeist monster you control inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target a monster in their graveyard, especially summon it to a zone Ogre points to, but it can't attack unless Ogre has. So a kind of a common interaction is with where like you summon a Faker during your turn, and then you just see summon Faker, summon a Metaseek from deck, then you can make Ogre, and then you can Metaseek, add a Marionetta, normal Marionetta, set a trap if you've got a target, and then you've just also got the ability to then trade the Marionetta for a Metaseek, so it can attack directly, send a monster if they've got one, and then you can summon something insane from the graveyard with Ogre, and that's just insane because then it lets you summon a monster back, then if they've got no monsters, Ogre can attack directly, and then you just get to attack with that monster. And also just lets you link climb, so you can make like big link falls, which is also really cool. So I'm a big advocate for Kid Ogre in this deck now, especially with the mine variant. Then I'm playing 2 Link Rebo and the 1 Armirage, which are like your main link ones. So there's gonna be a couple of proxies in this extra deck, because I just don't own the cards. But I would play 1 Relinquished Anima, which is if your opponent so it points upwards, and it's like once per turn you can target a monster, discard points 2 and equip it to it. So it means that like if you summon it in one of the extra monster zones, then you can just target a monster in your opponent's main monster zones like 2 and 4, I guess, if you want to label them like that, and equip them to it. And Link Rebo also, like Link Rebo is probably the best one, because there's also the interaction with Dino cards, where Lost World literally just beats your deck instantly, and it's actually crazy. But Link Rebo also just helps like get rid of that token, and also all 4 of these can trigger Melodic in the graveyard to add your Multifaker. Nice. Then I play, like, for the rest of like utility cards, I play 1 Nightmare Unicorn. This just seemed like the best piece of removal, like generic removal you can have. Again, another proxy, so this would be Selene, I don't know, something of Endymion probably. But like, you play 12 spells in your deck, so like, there's a chance you can, like, you can just summon this randomly, resolve it, summon back a Melodic, and then like link off for like Accessco Talker. Again, don't have it, or a Appaloosa. So it just helps you link climb past turn 1. And then obviously like Accessco Talker is just like such an insane card. Like you've got Fire, Darks, I think Relinquished Anima is probably a Dark, but if it's not, then that's even better. This is a Light, so like it all adds up, and then it just lets you pop a bunch of cards and then they're dead, which is pretty insane. But yeah, I think that's about it for the extra deck. The Appaloosa like comes up sometimes if you like end up in a grind game and you just need to like summon the Appaloosa so they can't win. But obviously like these spots aren't really too important, because realistically you're only summoning the Altergeist cards and maybe even Link Rebos. The rest are just utility cards. But yeah. Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to the channel, as well as follow all of our socials in the description below to keep up to date on the team. Also check out all of our sponsors at the Brotherhood Games and Messmats in the description for high quality products and one of the best tournament organisers in the UK. Thanks for watching the video, and see you next time.